Hello everyone, how are you? Welcome to Flawah Sounds. This is yet another episode, and today I'll be talking about the recording process from with your lyrics at home to getting a full song from a studio somewhere. So I'll be talking about the things you should expect when you go to a studio. What are the things you need to know before going to a studio? What are the things that happen in a studio? And what are the collaborations that you need to know that you inject together with the producer in the studio of your choice. So the first thing you need before you go to record your song, you need some lyrics. Lyrics are the words in a song, so you need to have them in check. Some of us have them in dreams, others write them down during the day, and others just go into a studio and then they start recording. So however you get your lyrics, so you need to have them in check with you before you go to a studio. And I'd prefer you writing them down, because there is something about writing things down. There is a connection you get with them instead of just going to a studio and recording just anything. So you need to have your lyrics with you. And then the other thing you need to have is a melody. A melody is the tune, most of us call it the tune of the song that you are going to record to the studio. So you need to have your song in a tune, or the lyrics in a tune, so that when you go to a studio you'll have an idea of what you want the instrumental beat to sound like. All right, so you need to have your lyrics in check, and then you need to have your tune or your melody. And then the other thing you need to have is your finances. First things first, before you go to a studio, you remember this is an investment. Then recording a song, you're going to a business. The studio is a business, it's someone's venture, so you need to pay them for their service, because remember, this is an industry. And everything in check. We'll talk about the industry on another day. So you need to have your finances, so you need to have a budget that you're working with to go and record the song. Even the video also needs a budget, but we'll talk about that on another day. Also, registering your song for copyright, you also need finances. So before you go to record the audio, you need finances, you need money, you need moolah so that you can be able to go through the process. So, and then after you have your money, you need to go to a studio. Now you need to identify a studio. You can do your survey on Facebook, on YouTube. Maybe probably your friend is a producer, or someone referred you to a producer somewhere. So you need to identify a studio of your choice, and then you go there to record your song. So after arriving at the studio of your choice, you need to sit down with the producer and talk for some few minutes about the process, about what you are expecting from them, about what they expect from you. And also, probably in some studios you need to write your contracts, and that is a safer way to do it, because you need to sign together that you're starting the deal together, so that none of you shortchanges the other. All right, and then you need to now start the recording process. After you've talked, after you've paid probably the deposit or the agreement that you have with the producer, you now start the recording process. In the recording process, you first of all create the instrumental with the producer. Most of us call it the beat. So it's an instrumental, it's a few. So in this process we are talking about sequencing. Is where you don't have everything that is live. You probably only have a keyboard and probably a lead guitar. So the producer sequences the beats for you, the instrumental beats for you. So he can start with the drums, the percussions, and then he adds a keyboard, and then he adds some other marimbas, some fancy sounds, some synthesizers, so that the instrumental can be rich enough. Although at this point it's still raw, it's not yet the final product, it's still not the final instrumental. So he creates the instrumental for you with the melody that you came with, so that you don't get the melody that he wants. Probably he can bring in some additions, but the whole idea of the song is primarily from you. It's your song, it's not the producer's song. So that's where other people get it wrong, but anyway, they just get along with it. So the producer creates the beat for you, and then you start the recording process. The recording, your voice needs to be warmed up before recording, so that this is a recording that will be replayed on radio, on TV. Amen. It will be played by other people on their phones. So you need to get something that will be good for everyone to listen to as long as possible. For as long as possible. There are songs that we listen to nowadays that were recorded many years ago. So you need to make sure that your voice is warmed up, because this is a song that you are going to all listen to for a very long period of time. So you need to warm up your voice. In this same channel, Flawah Sounds, there are videos that help you warm up your voice. All right, so you can use them to warm up your voice a little bit, so that it's warm enough and it's ready. So you need to make sure that you don't have colds. You need to pray and be healthy, right? Yes, because you are as healthy as your prayers and as you believe. All right, amen. So you need to be healthy enough, and your voice needs to be warmed up enough. All right, and then you start the recording process. The number one thing that you do in the recording process, when you get those headphones on your ears and you're before the microphone, it's you record the melody. And then the recording process is normally in parts. So you can record the verse first, and then you record the chorus, and then you record the bridge. So you don't record the whole song on one take, because you want something that is super clean. Others prefer to do it just one take and they are done, but that comes with time as you get along the recording process. All right, so you record the first take, and then you record several takes, because you want to get the finest of the takes of the melody that you have recorded. And then you can record the other part, the chorus, and then someone else can come in and record the background vocals, the harmonies for you, or you can do it on your own. You can do them yourself also. There's no big deal there. Either someone can record them for you, or you can record them for yourself. Others don't have time, so they hire someone to come and do it for them. Still fine. And then after you record that, you leave the studio. So now the recording is primarily done, so you can go home, and then you leave the producer mixing the song. So he mixes the song, making sure that all levels are at par, making sure that the vocals and the instrumental parts are syncing together really nicely, making sure that the vocal levels are at a certain point. They are not clipping, they are not too loud, because remember, as I told you, when we'll be listening to the song, all of us want to hear some nice music, some feel good music. So we don't want some parts that are too loud, and then we need to minimize the volume. We need a song that is standard, a song that is as per the standards of the industry. And then after that, the producer will send you a demo, probably via WhatsApp, or you can go to the studio and pick it, because nowadays we don't normally use the compact disc, the CDs. Everything is online, so he can send you the demo via WhatsApp. You listen to it, and then you send some people to listen to it, some musical friends, not just anyone. And then remember, you don't send it to everyone, because the song is still not yet registered. Someone else can come in and take that song and claim it as their own. So you need to be really careful about the people who you send your demo, because remember, you've not yet registered the song. But we'll talk about registering the song in another video. All right, remember, the song still doesn't have a video. It's not what you want us to listen to yet. All right, and then after you receive your demo, you can come back to the studio and correct some parts. There are some parts you might hear you didn't do them really nicely. Some other parts you think that you need to repeat them. That is when you come again and do them. Remember, you should take your time. This is your investment, so you should really take your time when you're recording your song. All right, and then after you come, you can probably, others now feel that they want some parts to be added. The guitar, you want some parts that have the guitar solos in the song. So you might come in with a guitarist, or you might tell your producer to look for a guitarist for you and help you add some parts, so that the song can sound a little bit better. There are songs that really need guitars and others don't need them, but it's nice to add guitars on your song. And then after that, the producer, you go back again home, and you leave the producer doing the final mixing and mastering, so that the song can be standardized well enough for the industry, for you to be able to get airplay. You need a song that is sounding really nicely for the TV, for the radio, amen, because the song, it's a song that will be listened to all over the world. and then you come back again to the studio and you get your tarang, you get your song ready for going to the next stage or the next level, which is taking it for copyright issues. You take your song to register it with the copyright boards that we have here in Kenya, with the CMOs, the collective management organizations that collect revenues for you. All right, we'll talk about the next process next time. We'll talk about video next time in the next episode that we will have. Thank you for giving us your time. Thank you for giving us your ears and listening to us this morning. We hope that you learned something.